So this is Bob. If you've been following his story, this is the one that I'm giving the immune builder to. Doing really good on it. Progressing nice. Looking forward to showing him next year. And he's progressing and training nice. I got more go. He's more mentally aware of what's being asked of him and responding more like he should. So, and one of the things that I need to work on with him, his spin is really nice. Is probably better than it was when I had him in training before. But he's wanting to tip his nose to the outside just a little bit. I need his nose tipped to stay tipped to the inside just a little while I'm asking him to spin. I have my cow horse bit with the roller on him. I'll put a link up here so you can see what that looks like. I never ride a horse in the same bit more than 3 rides in a row. And this is, as the horse progresses, I'll swap one bit out and add one bit in. So this is the bit I just added in, a little bit more advanced bit. So this is the first time recently that he's had it on him. He's probably had it on him before, but this is the first time since I put him back in training. So now we're walking around. I'm just kind of tipping his nose to the left as it goes to the outside. Some of that going to the outside is just looking, but some of it is frame. What happens when a horse looks to the outside, their body goes into a bend that way, and then this shoulder kind of falls. And I work that counter bend a lot to get control over the outside shoulder. But I need to work him looking more to the inside so that this shoulder stays up and out of the way when we ask him to spin. So now I'm going to ask him to step around, and then every time his head goes to the outside, I'm just going to bump it in, bump it in, leg, 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 and forward. You notice I'm bumping kind of hard on him. I don't normally bump that hard, but he's one that seems to respond better to that than he does the push like I normally use, probably because he was a lesson horse for so long. Let's ask him to step around again. And forward. That was better. Notice all I'm doing is every time my head goes out, I'm just pointing it in. Just pointing it in. Bring your head over here. Bring your head over here. Ask him to step around to the left one more time. And you notice he stayed moving better, so I was softer with my leg. I'm only going to use my leg as much as I have to. I really want to spin without any leg. Good boy. Good boy. Let's walk a circle this way to reinforce head to the inside. Then we'll go the other way. If you're constantly bumping, this is one thing that I see a lot of amateur beginner reiners do. They're constantly bumping in that spin, whichever direction you're going. If we're spinning this way, they're constantly bumping this way to keep the horse going that way. But when you do that, if the horse is doing what he's supposed to, he should be moving your leg, moving his body off of your leg. And a lot of times you'll get a counter bend instead of moving the shoulder over. So what I want the horse to do is just keep stepping around in that direction until I say to do something else. Now if I need to more push from the back end, I'll push a little further back. Back. Tip your nose, tip your nose, tip your nose. Let's go forward. Didn't have the right bend in his body that time. He wasn't tipping his nose. He was kind of sucking back and getting stiff. Bring your nose. Bring your nose. There we go. There we go. Bring your nose. I don't want him to bend that much in a spin, but I do want his face that soft. All right, now let's ask for the spin. Rock forward, too far back. Walk forward, there we go. And now I got a little bit of face, but he's rocking back too far, so we walked out. Let's ask for it again. And let's go forward. There we go. Get in there. Get in there. Walk our circle. Go forward. Just go forward. Forward. There we go. He's trying to set back in his spin, and I'm trying to ask him to go forward. And if you've worked with your horse correctly, and walk forward. So if you're starting your horse to spin, or just step around moving the shoulders over, and you see me walking all these circles, then we'll ask for a step, then we'll walk away. If you do that correctly over a period of time, that horse is going to want to steer, going to want to go that way to get the release from the pressure, and that's what he was just doing. He was trying to spin to the right even when I wasn't asking him to get the release from the pressure. If your horse is wanting to leave the spin and not stay in it, then you hadn't done it right. Because your horse should want to get into the spin, should want to step around to get the release from the pressure. Let's ask for it again. I'm going to ask softer. And walk forward. Good boy. Go walk forward. There we go. Good boy. See what we get if I go one-handed. I'm not really going to be able to fix his head, but let's see if we can start it. If I need to fix his head, I'll reach down and tip it in. Whoa. When you're refining your horse's cues, when you go here, that horse should go that way. You go here, that horse should go that way. It's not very much movement. Forward, stop. But your horse should know that other things don't mean anything. I can sit here and shake the reins, and he knows to ignore all that. If I'm trotting him around, loping him around, and the reins are shaking, he should know to ignore that. Now, I'm asking him to step this way. Let's see if he steps that way. He's not. He's ignoring that, so I'm going to fuss at him a little bit. Whoa. Whoa. Got to get all of that tuned up. When I say whoa, he needs to stop. So what I did is I framed him up to spin the other way. Let's go to the right one more time. See if he starts that better. Whoa. Better. Now I want him shutting down just as soon as I put my hand down and say, well, this right here, hand down, is stand still. I'm not going to ask you to do anything. As long as my hand is right here, he knows I'm not going to ask for anything. He can chill out. He can take a breath. I don't really care if he even cocks a foot. This means stand still. We're not going to do anything. I pick my hand up here. See that left ear come back? I pick my hand up here. That means, okay, we're going to do something. Get ready. Spin to the left. No, walk forward. That's not what I asked for. Spin to the left. Fix his face. Leg. Whoa. Good boy. Notice all I did to stop was put my hand down and say, whoa. He took about 2 steps further than I would like. I'll accept that now. I'm not going to accept that later. Right now, he stopped when I said, whoa, it's good enough. Now, as you see, I need to work on him starting his spin from a standstill. We'll need that for next year. I'll ask with my rein, Once he takes a step or two, I'll smooch, and then if I need speed, I'll add leg. I would rather him start with rein and then add speed with my smooch. I normally only smooch one revolution. That's how I want my finished horses to be. If I'm going to stop facing this way, I'm going to smooch right here if I'm spinning to the left. I'll smooch 1/4 of a turn before my stop. That drives my horse past the stop. On my last spin, when I'm going to stop facing this way, I don't smooch there. The horse knows the rhythm of the smooch, and when it don't hear that smooch, it knows to listen for the whoa. So let's see what we get for a start. I'll spin 2 times, so there should be a smooch right here if he moves. Now, sometimes I'll smooch right here if he's not starting it good. Sometimes I'll kick if he's not starting it good. Sometimes I'll pull. We'll see what we get. See what he gives me, and I'm going to respond to that. So right here, his feet should be moving that way. Notice his head went to the right. I'm going to pull his left rein. I'm going to kick with my right leg. Whoa. He overspun 2 steps, but I'm not going to punish him right now. Once I get everything else cleaned up better, if he overspins 2 steps, I'll immediately take him back to the right 1 spin. So let's spin 2 spins to the right, and let's see what we get. That doesn't mean anything. I don't want my hand to be up here moving, making little movements that don't mean anything, and him bouncing around looking for something to do. That's why I want that soft. I want that where he knows stand still. But when I go rein this way, I expect him to go that way. On his nose, left leg back. Whoa. And we'll stop. Good boy. The basics of all that are there. I need to make it crisper for showing him next year. But I have something that I can work with. Before I started putting him on the immune builder, I didn't even have anything to work with. So this is Bob. I'll put a link up here to his other videos. Until next time, thank you for watching.